Hi Taurus, welcome into a general weekly reading for you. I hope you're doing absolutely amazing. I decided to, for this set of weeklies, pre-pull an overall tarot energy, as well as three other main energies for this week period. And we'll of course pull more if need be. But we're beginning your weekly read with the overall energy of the Page of Wands. This is interesting to come out to begin your reading because it feels as if for some of us drawn to the reading, it might feel like it's time to begin again, okay, or you're getting ready to do so, feeling like things have been carrying on and proceeding too much like the past, okay? You may be repeating things over and over, expecting different results, or maybe something just feels mundane and boring, kind of blah. You may be feeling as if change just needs to happen. But I wouldn't be surprised as well if this is speaking upon one, if not a couple different new beginnings for you lying ahead that's taking a huge focus throughout this week period. That somebody's about to pass this week, acquire a new place to live or a new job. But I wouldn't be surprised as well if you can't help but think about the potential of romantic love or just the future, the different kind of new passion or just a new sparking within a continuing connection for you individually. So yeah, new beginnings and change on different levels in different areas of your life are definitely being spoken upon, viewed, and even acted upon throughout this week. But there's going to be points where you do want to just up and leave a situation. I'm being completely real because the energy is not perfect, because it's run poorly, because people are the way people or somebody specifically is living and or working. In spirit saying, take a deep breath. Everything begins and ends and changes along your individual Taurus path exactly as it's meant to. And it just feels like there's something where you didn't expect to want to leave the situation as soon as you do, or drop it is the wording coming through. But they're saying look ahead. Don't let the looking ahead kind of a Three of Wands energy leave you in a state of being disappointed or impatient, okay? It feels as if there's a need for you to want more, okay? But allow for that to work to your advantage and not weigh you down and worsen something at hand, okay? Because it feels like how that situation or area of your life is meant to proceed until things do change and switch up is going to work to your advantage. But it's as if it's hard to see it in that manner or remember it in certain moments, okay? Or in general, depending on your case. But it's a week, my friend, where you are looking at your finances because there is another Pentacle card on the board and you're wondering why things don't look as clean or as plentiful as it should, right? As they should. And Spirit saying, well, your choices do add up or, remove is kind of the wording coming through. They do not decline, but they're basically saying to kind of word it differently, saying the loss, the removal, the spending of money, over time. And so they're saying just like any other area of your life, if you don't like the current outcome or the way things are proceeding, then let's make different choices. It's as if you overspend and then you are getting frustrated or you're disappointed, annoyed that there isn't enough or more than there is. And so Spirit is reminding you, just make different choices. Don't make it difficult for yourself. But I do feel like regardless of how this week feels and proceeds for you individually, you're feeling quite grounded. You're not pushing things that don't need to be pushed. Interesting. In one of the attempts to pre-pull your cards, I got the Ten of Wands as an overall energy. And so it feels as if for you individually being drawn to this reading, there's certain heavy aspects of your life, weight on your shoulders, on your plate, within your world. And I definitely feel like part of that is energy. And so that reminds you that change is a must for the future. But it also reminds you of the power that lies within, but the skill that you hold to remain or get back to this grounded, mature way of being when things do affect you, right? Regardless of how long that heaviness or that bad energy or difficulty was affecting you or leaving you in a funk or a bad energy yourself, or leaving you struggling, you still always get back up, okay? But get back to this Queen of Pentacles I'm hearing gentle energy. There's something gentle about you throughout the week. In motherly is not what I'm getting. Put your gender aside, when it comes to tarot especially. But it does feel like there's a gentle, caring, loyal, watering kind of energy about you when it comes to certain aspects of your life. And they're reminding you to make sure that consistently throughout the week, you apply that way of being towards yourself. Okay? As I get a little bit choked up, because it feels like you get down on yourself at certain points in regards to the way you're looking, feeling physically. Could be, the way you're doing things. It could be in regards to, making a certain choice or two over and over again and expecting different results. You may even feel like positive messages leave you feeling kind of off. Accept positive criticism is what I'm getting, but accept positive results and compliments, praise. Don't be that person that pushes it away or lets it damper things. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's coming out in this reading for a reason. But there's sleep regulation as well taking place for some drawn to the reading. If you've been oversleeping like myself, I am not even kidding when I say the last week as a whole, every single night I slept for 10 plus hours. Wild. It's so unlike me. And, normally I'm a early bird, early riser, and that just hasn't been happening. But even if it's the opposite where you haven't been sleeping enough, or maybe you've been waking up and going back to sleep and so on and so on, spotty, sleep patterns, things are being regulated. Okay. So just don't stress about it. Or don't let that stress you out in regard to other aspects of your life. But I do as well feel there's somebody in your midst, a lot of which is at work. They are moody. Okay. And for somebody as well, there's going to be one situation where someone's moody, and that's very significant throughout part of your week. And then another situation in your life, someone's depressed or just emotional, okay? And I wouldn't be surprised if the moody person as well is holding at least part of that kind of moody, emotional energy. Going back to, the energy in your world just being off. Okay, not always, your energy, being real at times it is because you're affected by things and, nobody's perfect, but it just feels like people need to, for the most part, get it together because you're affecting this Taurus community, this Taurus collective in a negative sense. Anyways, to shift this reading to a more positive set of messages, there's victory throughout the week. You can't help but feel as if things are taking a turn for the better while things just feel heavy and out of place or just imperfect in other ways, other areas of your life, in other situations is what I'm getting. And so naturally, again, it reminds you things do need to change up moving forward. But where does your control lie? Okay, where do you feel the need to minimize sharing? Okay, and where do you feel like you're overdoing it? All right, but it does feel like you very much are holding what's important to you close to your chest, regaining hope for the future as the week trickles forward, especially midweek. And you're finding that this is part of why you're victorious. You may even be somebody like myself where you're meant to, and it's part of your destiny to regain, or at least try to regain the hope in the wisdom within other people. Beautiful. Being something that reminds you on a daily basis that you are a helpful and talented soul. Okay? A beautiful one at that is what I just heard. Let's pull a couple more. So pairing these two together, because this was the other Pentacle card I was speaking upon, it's a week, Taurus, where you're going to feel as if financial savings, or the lack thereof which, absolutely needs to take a focus, because there's an expense or two lying closer ahead that you need to make sure you're prepared for. Let's be real. Okay, it's as if you want to splurge in a moment, but then you need a specific amount for this and a specific amount for this. Well, then don't splurge. Okay, I'm not saying don't treat yourself here and there if you can afford it, but it's also this feeling of you needing to save up and savor your energy. Water things of importance, right? Do what you got to do. Don't hold yourself back from self-care, but don't over exude. Okay, it's going to be part of your power throughout the week and strategy all the meanwhile. It reminds me of me last night at work. We had a blast. We were laughing for the most part throughout the night, but I overexuded myself and it left me drained this morning. Okay, so you got to think about what lies ahead and what's maybe even more important when you feel the need to, or just are choosing to, or naturally overdoing it with your energy. And sometimes, going back to that gentle sort of grounded way of your energy and being, that can be more beneficial for something than overdoing it. And to be honest, I feel like this Taurus collective and, a lot of other people otherwise have the natural ability and just end up at times being grounded and chill and gentle, but also over exuding. It's possible to do both at the same time. But the Queen of Wands coming out to be paired with the Queen of Pentacles and the Six of Wands. So 2 queens on the board, very much in your feminine energy throughout the week, whether you want to admit that, be one with it or not, and it's necessary. But I do feel like this is part of the reasoning that you are feeling the victory coming to be. This is part of the reasoning that things are working out for you. It's as if you're passionate, you're this badass individual who simply doesn't give up, but maybe you consider it at points. Okay, there are points where you do end up slightly or partially giving up, but then you get right back on the boat, is on the train, whatever you want to, however you want to word it or visualize it. It feels like you need to do a better job at taking care of yourself. Let's pull a couple more. Ooh, the 3 of Pentacles coming out. I do feel as if you are being noticed throughout the week. Okay, people are honoring your presence, your talent for some, and I feel as if your energy simply is being noticed and appreciated and maybe even desired. There's attraction taking place I'm getting as well, even where it's misplaced and doesn't feel wanted. There's someone very eccentric for a lot drawn to the reading, and they are into you, and it doesn't feel like a match in any way, shape, or form, or for the most part. But I wouldn't be surprised if they are very much drawn to you throughout the week or at certain points, and it may even be noticed very uncomfortably by someone else in your midst, who's witnessing it. But it does feel like people are seeing you as somebody who's meant to, I'm hearing, go the distance and be victorious along their path. But it's as if you remind people to take care of themselves. You remind people to honor their path, their destiny maybe, but to also be more grounded. Okay, even though I feel like at times you feel less grounded than you actually are coming off and being digested, viewed by others. Does that make sense? It reminds me of me feeling nervous during a lot of my readings, off, right? Affected by certain factors of energy factors. And then I watch my reading and it's not nearly as bad or at all how I was feeling. Okay. So just trust that you're being viewed in the right light. There's impressing energy as well flowing from you as people feel you are an impressive soul. But the 7 of Swords is interesting because this was at the bottom of the deck and I decided not to take it before in the midst of a quick pause during this reading. And I feel as if there's secrecy taking place. Definitely, when it comes to one, if not multiple other people in your world, but you are really being very to yourself in certain ways, trying to be more selective in regards to who you update, what you share. It's as if, rewinding back for some, you shared something and someone didn't respond. Okay, you shared something and someone gave you a disappointing or insulting or just a wrong kind of response. And so this is all being reminded to you at certain points so that you can choose very strategically. Don't overthink, please. But it's definitely a reminder coming through so you can tread forth with strategy in place. And also, I feel like you're being pushed to think about past disappointment, all right, on a selective note, just because I do feel as if somebody drawn to the reading still hasn't fully healed from that. But as well, they're saying don't make the same mistake again, okay? Or don't choose the same kind of situation, right? But I also feel like you're needing to remember that you have been through the ringer, not to disappoint you or make you feel less healed per se, but to remind you of how far you've come and how things are meant to get easier moving forward, all right? And why you made certain choices, definitely highlighting the change that needs to happen in your life along your path shifting forward. But there are going to be points where you're expecting the worst. Okay, we need to work on that because you're a manifester. You are going to, at certain points, even within the same situation in comparison, be expecting the best. And notice how that affects the outcome for you moving forward, because it's as if you will naturally manifest, create, even speak into existence or think into existence more difficulty, more negative energy. But you just as well are going to naturally, in small ways throughout the week, manifest more positivity, more victory, more success, more financial intake is what I'm getting specifically. But look at this. There's connecting throughout the week. There's reasons to celebrate, my friend. Allow for yourself to remember how purposeful and protected you are, but your path is all the meanwhile. This is going to be a very important and constructive week for you, okay? I'm hearing shift forward with purpose. So if this was truly helpful, I am sending you so much love and light. Definitely remember to book a personal reading with myself. I will see you next time.